Yesterday at dinner, I asked my kids what was their favorite Christmas movie. And I got a lot of different responses. Two of my kids said Elf. And I really like Elf. I think Elf is a funny movie. I'm not a big fan of movies that have Santa Claus in them, but Elf is just so hilarious that, I really love that movie. Two of my kids said Home Alone, and then some other kids said that, oh, Home Alone's not a Christmas movie. It's like, well, it's at Christmas, so we had that argument, and it's like, yeah, it is a Christmas movie. It's about family, and that's just kind of a secondary thing. It's funny with the kid beating up the robbers, but there's the whole aspect of, being away from family and getting a different point of view and a different perspective. So it's a pretty good movie. One of my kids said it was The Christmas Story, which is, again, I like that one too. Funny. One of the people in my family like the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I personally can't stand that movie just because I just think that the family's so rude and crude and the dad's an idiot. So I'm never a fan of movies like that. I mean, there are some funny parts, but I just didn't like it personally. Yeah. So, anyways, my personal favorite, though, I was just telling everyone else, and now I'm a favorite of It's a Wonderful Life. And the reason I love that movie so much is because it's really about perspective. And I would like to watch that every year. And I was reading some of the comments recently, and I saw a lot of people really kind of bash that movie. But I absolutely love it because it's all about perspective. The main character, Mr. Bailey, he is really upset. He's just depressed. He's going through a hard time. He was thinking of others. Things didn't, the thing I love about it is that, I don't love it, but things didn't turn out the way that he wanted to turn out in life, right? And as a kid, maybe you don't get that movie too much, but as an adult, you're like, you know what? When I was young, and especially because me personally, I'm a lot like Mr. Bailey, right? I had huge, huge dreams. And so when you got really big dreams and then you see other people doing well and you maybe give some things up and, it's a real struggle and, people aren't appreciating your hard work, it's hard. It's tough. And so there's a couple scenes in that movie where I can really relate. George just goes through a hard time. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go check it out. But, the scene where he comes home from work and, he grabs that handle, that he grabs the, on the end of the railing, the knob on the end of the railing knob, and it comes up and he's just, it's just like that little thing just pushed him over the edge. And, his kids are sick and no money, and he just really loses it. It just crushes him. And 1 minute it's so bad, he's so depressed, he's so upset, things are so hard, so painful, that he really contemplates finishing his life, ending his life. And I don't think I've ever been that depressed, but if you have and you're listening to this, I understand what it's like to go through hard times. It's not fun. It's really difficult, especially when life didn't work out the way you were hoping, right? But what's really cool about it is that he, in an instant, he changes his perspective, right? So from 1 minute, everything's terrible, and then in the next, he gets a new perspective because he runs into Clarence the angel, and he's like, look, you were never born. This is what life would be like. And so he has a change of perspective. He begins to look at the problem from a different situation. And what I love about it is nothing changes in his life. Not a single thing changes. He still has all the same problems. He still had all of the pain, all of the failure. You know, failure is a big one, especially for ambitious people. I don't know who I'm talking to here, but for ambitious people, failure is painful, right? And so especially, you know, for me, some people look at me and they think I've been successful, but when I look at my own life, it's like, wow, I wanted to be so further ahead than I am right now. So we measure ourselves versus ourselves, but nothing changed in his life, and all of the sudden he had a good attitude. The way that he looked at the problem changed everything. Instead of being depressed, he was able to see what he had. Instead of looking at what he didn't have, he looked at what he had created and built, and that it actually was a really good thing. And so I was just thinking about that at Christmas, and I like to tell my family that, right? And a lot of people don't understand it, but I wanted to tie this into trading, because in trading, our perspective is really important. And as we invest and develop market strategies, and we trade, and we do all of these things to try to make money in the markets, as we mature and as we continue down that road of having setbacks and failures and successes, our perspective sometimes changes. And my perspective is totally different now than what it was when I first started trading. And so what I would like to say to people is, you know, look at your perspective. How are you approaching trading? Are you looking at it for a long-term plan? Are you looking at it that, are you looking at trying to just solve some problems of financial pain? Are you in pain and you need some money quickly? You know, if trading is great to solve financial problems, but you really got to put the work in. You got to realize that it's going to take time, that there's statistical aspect, that you've really got to do your work, and you got to press in, and that it's not going to be easy, and that you've got to really push through some difficult times. But when you do that, if you're looking out a little bit longer on the horizon, you can have some really good results, and it can be quite an awesome journey. But you just got to have the right perspective. And I know for me, I had a lot of really difficult perspective along the way. And so with that being said, you know, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Let me know in the comments, and what's your perspective on trading. Now, I'm going to keep talking, and I'm going to go over some trade ideas. So if you're amazing enough of a person to get through my storytelling, you're going to get some bonus material. Listen, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Let me know in the comments. Now, also, I'm going to put up a chart here. Yesterday, somebody commented, and I'm going to reply to all the comments right now while I'm not getting too many. If my page starts to blow up and I start getting a lot of comments, then I'll still try to answer some. But Justin said, great content. Thanks for sharing and showing your strategy. Did you create a trading robot, or is there a specific site you use to create the bot? So I replied, I said, the robot's a long story, so I'm going to tell it in today's video. So I'm going to keep talking for a little bit, and then I'm going to tell a story. Okay, so the robot itself is a story. So I've been doing this for a long time, and one of the cool things about what I've done is that I've trained people, right? You guys know that I train and I teach people. And so some of the people that I've trained, actually most of my good friends now are people that I've trained. And so this robot story actually involves two of them. And these are two people that I've known for over 10 years, and I've trained them. And they're just providing, it's the relationship so good. So that's why even now I like training so much. is because it builds great relationships. So if you want to build a relationship with me, comment on my stuff, send me emails, try to get, maybe you could work for me or something. You never know what could happen as a result of some of those relationships. So now I want to talk about the robot and how that whole thing came down. So one of the guys who worked for me many, many years ago, his name was Manny. And Manny I've known for a long time, and he's such a good swing trader, really smart guy. If you guys have been on my list and seen some of my stuff, you know that he coaches one of my trading services. Well, Manny hit me up in like early in the year, and he says, I did it. I'm like, what are you talking about? What did you do? He's like, I created the indicator that I've been working on for 10 years. I'm like, okay, cool. And so he sent me the indicator, and we started checking it out, and I was really impressed. I said, man, this is great. This is really good. And so I ended up building it out and advancing it and hiring some programmers to work on it even more, and we had a really nice indicator. Well, then another one of the guys who works for me, his name's Nathan Tusi, and Nathan is a really successful guy. He worked for me for several years, and then he got hired from another company, and he was my trader on this YouTube channel. He did a lot of my YouTube, not this channel, but a previous channel that I had. He did all my YouTube videos on currency markets, and he wrote my emails, and he did just about it, whatever I needed him to do. But he was so successful that he ended up got hired by another company that was much bigger than me, but we still maintained friendship. So he worked for me like 5 or 6 years. I hired him when he was like 19, and so I was reading one of his newsletters the other day, because now he has his own newsletter, and honestly, it's way better than mine. So I'll put the link to his newsletter in here if you're interested. He's a really smart guy. But anyways, I've known him for years and years and years, and we've worked together, and he's just really smart. So I showed him the indicator. Well, he started trading the indicator, and he was like, this indicator's amazing. We got to build a robot on it. And so I'm like, okay. So I get the indicator idea from Manny, who's a friend of mine from 10 years. Then I give him that indicator, and then he says we got to build a robot. So then he builds the robot for me, and we work together on it. And the robot's called Infinite Edge, right? So it's a combo of two of my very best students that I've known for over 10 years that have been trading for over 10 years. And so there's just a lot of experience and a lot of relationships. And so, I talked about how awesome the Christmas movie was, It's a Wonderful Life. It's also amazing to develop long-term relationships with quality people, because you just never know how far those relationships will go and what you're going to be able to accomplish. So, we're just getting started. We've been going 10 years. I think we're going to see even more great stuff. So that's how the robot got developed. And he's been trading the system for about 7 or 8 months, and he has not had a losing month since he started. And I'm talking about Nathan. I could show you some of the stuff that he sent me. Maybe I'll see if I can find it here real quick. I wasn't even thinking about it when we started. But now that you mention it, okay, so here's some of his results. I'm going to drop my face here for just a second. There's some of his results since he started. So he's been trading it for 5 months, just been doing really well. And I'm like, okay, so now we're trading some prop firms together, high dollar accounts with this stuff. And it's just relational based. It's fun because we both really, we're good friends. We've worked together. We like each other. We have fun all day bouncing trading ideas off of each other. It's just such a great experience. A lot of traders don't get that opportunity. Okay, so now so that's the story. Justin, I hope you like it. Let me know in the chat, in the comment, if you like the story. All right, now let's go to some analysis. So I have had the monster trade of my life, and it's not on this account, so you can't see it. It's on another account. but I've had not the monster trade of my life, but one of my better trades just happened, and it was this US yen. And I honestly don't know if I posted it. I think I did a couple. Actually, I know I did. I was in a live webinar with 700 people, and I told people I was entering this. So we had a double top and a break right here. Okay, you see that? And so I entered like right there on this US yen, and I'm still in the trade. I got in at 149. My actual entry price, you can see 150. I'm at 149.50 is my actual entry, and I'm at 142. So this trade is up about 900 pips right now on the US yen. Okay, now let me erase this. Can I erase everything? How do I clear the whole screen? Oh, exit drawing. We'll do that. Okay, so let's go to a lower time frame. Let's go to a weekly. Weekly is actually where I did it, the initial. See where it broke this shelf? I knew that I was watching the double top here, and then you can see the 149. That's actually where I got in. And so you can see that it's broke down, and it's just been nothing but awesome. Nothing but awesome. My initial thought was, okay, we got a double top. Maybe it's going to get back down here. And that's 2,000 pips. So I'm going to be targeting, and I've actually added in. All right, so let's go to the daily. Right here, we got a position. I actually closed one here, and it came right back up, and then I added again. So this is how trend trading, and I talk about this in my book. If you haven't seen my book, it's called Complete Trading System. I talk about this type of trading. And so I got in on the initial entry, took it down, got out, came back, and I got back in here at 149.68. Then I came down, and then it came back up, and I got in again. So my second entry was actually right here. Okay, so this is all educational stuff. So I had one entry here. Actually, my first entry was right here. This is a daily time frame. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and then I had a third entry here. Okay, now the other part of this entire thing is that I even took a long down here. That's a counter trend trade, and I'm not recommending people do that, but Manny, again, it's good having friends. Manny, who hosts my alert service called Riptide, Manny's like, I'm going to go long. I'm like, okay, so am I. But I didn't close my short trades. So I took a long up about 150 pips up. But the problem was I didn't get in short again. So now I have two short positions on, right? I have two short positions. Okay? Now, I wanted to get a third one, but I didn't add. I should have added right here. So now I'm going to hold this. I don't know. The profits are really good. I might hold them even longer. But it's when you get a bounce, that's when it's like, okay, I've got really huge profits. Do I want to give them up? But I'm going to let these, this is an alligator indicator. I'm going to let this kind of guide my path. And if I get up in here again, I'm going to add another short position. I'm just going to keep stacking until this weekly chart gets done. See how strong that is? I think we could have that momentum keep flowing down. I think there's a lot of opportunity for that momentum just to keep on rolling, okay? So that's what I'm looking at. Just a couple other trades that I did. Let's look at the pound yen. So pound yen, this is a weekly. You can see what I'm looking at. I love looking at weekly charts. Nice break right here, okay? And what's nice about this is that it broke down and retested, right? It broke down and retested. And so that's really good, right? That's really good. So let's take a look at where my actual entry was. My actual entry was here, a little bit late, but I think I got in on an hourly. Came down, popped back up, and now we're down. So I'm not up a lot on this. I'm only up 14 pips, but the trade's just getting started. Right now I'm targeting 236 pips. And you know, I'm going to let the weekly chart be my guide. These indicators are starting to roll over. I don't know what's going to happen. We could roll down. One of the things that I want to hit on a fundamental side right now while I'm chatting is, you know, they're talking about rates, and that's really what's pushing this. These rates could go down on the U.S. But the other thing is the yen was talking about raising rates. And I can't remember that ever happening before, and I've been doing this a while. And so if the yen raises rates, we could see a jump, like the price could be a jump that we've never seen before. Okay? I mean, it could literally move, like it could spike and jump down 10,000 pips in a heartbeat. And so I am going to try to maintain short positions just for that reason alone. And not big ones, because a big one could blow your account. You just never know. But I think right here is looking pretty good. We've got a 1, 2, 3, and right here we're now breaking lower. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at. Another trade that I'm going to talk about here is this pound New Zealand right here. This trade, again, we had a 1, 2. This is only an hourly chart, so let's go on a higher time frame. We've got a trend moving down here. This is pound New Zealand. We got a downtrend, pretty solid following the trend. We got a break to the upside, tested this average, and then it started to break down. We have a lot of retests, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retests, and then today it broke down. And so I'm only targeting, let's see, 250 pips, but I'm currently up on about 150 pips. Now, also, just another note here, this trade was given to me by the Edge robot, right? Because I know we talked about the robot. It's called Infinite Edge. And this particular trade was taken by the Infinite Edge robot, and that was another reason why I got in. It's like, okay, well, if the robot's going to do it, I'm going to do it too. So that's all my currency stuff. Now, look, I'm also trading a ton of... I went and talked about my trading plan a couple videos ago. I'm trading crypto. I'm trading stocks. I'm trading the S&P 500. And yeah, that's a lot of trading. I get it. I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but let's just at least take a look at the S&P 500, okay? Because I think that would be worth our time. So look at this chart, man. Woohoo! Right? This has just been awesome. This is a daily chart. Let's go up to a higher time frame. Weekly, we're pushing all-time highs. We're really going for it. I think it's going to try to get there next week. You see we got a big breakout here, and if it does break, it could really fly. So just be ready for it. You know, yeah, this is a resistance point, but it could just rock through that. And so in the last, ever since this end of October, you know, we were really crunching down. This has been just so good trading, and I've been buying stocks, buying the index, and just been watching this thing go. We might hit some resistance here, but again, don't count on it. You know, let's look at what happened the last time this occurred. Last time we hit an all-time high. What happened? Okay, we got right here, hit the all-time high, and then the thing ended up driving up another 150 million pips. Okay, so let's draw a fib on this. Let's draw a fib. Okay. All right, so this went from, make sure I draw it right, went from the 100, it pulled down here, and so then the 100 is here. It went to the 161.8, didn't quite go to the 160, it didn't go to the 261, and then it pulled back. So now let's draw another fib and see what happens. Okay. You know, sometimes fibs are great for targets, but if it hit the 161.8, we could be looking, and we could be looking all the way up here. Look at that. 5,600 S&P. And you can see it was pretty steady. It could happen, you know? I mean, I don't really I look at some fundamental stuff, but the charts are really my guide. And so, yeah, I know this has been a long video, lots of sappy stuff, but my trading journey has not just been about me, but it's been about studying charts, looking at myself, looking in the mirror, and then making friends along the way. So hopefully you'll be willing to join that journey. All right. Thanks a lot, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions.